studying and say, we're going to have to run through them?
Celtics.
No one in the West.
Nah, I'm fine in the West.
It has officially been over a year since Ja Morant gave us his iconic "I'm fine in the West" quote. How did Ja go from this to being placed under guys he used to be ahead of? Thanks to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. Ja Morant is one of the league's most entertaining stars, whether he's on the court, and if we're being honest, he might just be the most entertaining star to watch in the league. The Memphis Grizzlies star is known for his remarkable speed, high-flying dunks, and amazing ability to make plays on both sides of the ball. But recently, Ja faced one of the toughest challenges in his life, an injury that kept him away from the game for a while.
He's catch with Jackson, 5 on the 24. Vanderbilt trying to stay with him. Morant inside. Offensive foul. Anthony Davis steps in and draws the charge.
But now he makes his return. Some people are talking about how he and the Memphis Grizzlies could dominate the NBA. Ja Morant won the NBA Rookie of the Year award in 2020 over players like Zion, RJ Barrett, and Darius Garland. Fans loved watching him because he plays with so much energy and makes the game exciting. The Memphis Grizzlies, led by Ja, have become a team that can't possibly be ignored. Even though they don't have the big names like the Los Angeles Lakers or the Golden State Warriors, they've proven that they can compete with those same teams. Ja Morant is the most crucial piece to the success of the Grizzlies, and the 2023-24 season proved that more than anything, where Ja only played 9 games and the team's record was 27-55. Unfortunately, injuries are a part of the game, and they just happen to haunt some of the biggest stars. Stars like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and even Giannis Antetokounmpo. And now the Grizzlies' very own Ja Morant. In the 2023 season, Ja suffered a hand injury during the NBA playoffs, which sidelined him. The team was cautious and made sure Ja took time to heal properly. But fans were worried because no one knew exactly how long he would be out. Without Ja, the Grizzlies weren't the same team. They still had great players like Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, and Marcus Smart. The Memphis Grizzlies did their best to maintain their high status in the West without Morant, but it wasn't easy. Ja is not only their best player, but he's also the leader of the team. Without him, their offense wasn't functioning as well as it used to, which obviously meant that they couldn't score as easy. And it's safe to say that their season didn't go as far as the fans had hoped. A lot of people think Ja Morant is just this explosive player that dunks, and while some of that may be true, they're forgetting that he's one of the league's best passers and the main facilitator of the Grizzlies. What makes his passing look so easy is the gravity that Ja Morant has. The dude attracts 2+ defenders towards him, and a good amount of the time, he's just going at the whole team, and each drive he still manages to convert. Ja worked hard during his recovery, he trained, went through rehab, and stayed connected with his teammates. He made sure he didn't lose his focus. He was determined to come back even stronger and help his team compete for a championship. But now Ja Morant is making a comeback on the court, and the Memphis Grizzlies are ready to make noise in the NBA. His return has everyone excited because he brings so much to the game. Let me tell you a few reasons why Ja Morant will help the Grizzlies dominate. First of all, he is one of the fastest players in the NBA. When he's on the court, the Grizzlies can play at a high speed, which is hard for other teams to keep up with. His ability to sprint down the court and make quick decisions opens up scoring opportunities for his teammates. Whether he's driving to the basket or finding an open shooter, Ja knows how to make the right play. The Indiana Pacers are able to utilize speed and run one of the best offenses in the entire league, with Tyrese Halliburton at the mantle with his fast pace and flashy passing. I mentioned the Pacers because they've made the Eastern Conference Finals this most recent season after being the underdogs at the 6th seed, and even took out the New York Knicks led by Brunson, who had just eliminated Joel Embiid from the playoffs. I don't know about you, but I believe that Ja Morant is a much more dangerous player than Tyrese Halliburton due to his explosiveness and his ability to get a bucket at will, combined with his similar passing ability to Hallie. And that's why when I was scrolling through the BetUS website, I went ahead and went to the regular season wins. Ja Morant can easily go ahead and get the Memphis Grizzlies over 47.5 wins if they stay healthy, so I'm going to go ahead and place that bet. And if you guys want to place this bet too, BetUS is offering a 150% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 with the code YouTube150. Back to the video. The next reason is defense and hustle. One thing that goes often unnoticed about Ja Morant is his hustle and defensive effort. He is not just a player who scores and makes flashy passes. He also works hard on the defensive end. Ja has quick hands and can come up with steals, helping the Grizzlies get more chances to score. And his energy on defense inspires the rest of the team to play harder, making the Grizzlies a tough team to score against. He also has the luxury of playing with a Defensive Player of the Year in Jaren Jackson Jr.
A Defensive Player of the Year is Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Wow. Well deserved.
And since Jackson Jr. is such a great rim protector, this means Ja and his teammates can just funnel players towards Jackson, who will ultimately deny almost every shot at the rim. Jackson Jr. and Ja are just two of the team's bright spots, but there are a few more Grizzly players that fly under the radar. They also have Desmond Bane, who is an absolute sniper from 3. Bane has a career average of 41% from the 3 in his 4-season career. He's also been averaging a steal per game each of the last 3 seasons, which helps with the defense we just mentioned. On top of that, Desmond Bane was one of the few players that stepped up in the absence of Ja Morant. He had a career high in points per game and minutes per game as well. We then look at the younger players, which may sound silly because they're all really young, but Ja is 25 to GG Jackson's 19, so you can understand what I mean. GG Jackson had a phenomenal debut season with the Grizzlies, playing 48 games and starting 18 of them. In those 48 games, he had an average of 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist on 42% from the field. And in the 18 games he was a starter, however, he jumped up to 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists on 43% from the field. Not bad at all for a guy picked 45th in the draft. GG is moving like this while being a forward who's 6'9" and has a 7-foot wingspan. GG admitted in an exit interview that Chris Middleton had actually reached out to him and basically told GG to text him for literally anything, and it looks like Chris has been teaching the kid when you look at his game. It's pretty noticeable in his game with his pump fakes and pull-up shots from the mid-range.
And it was like, hey, it's K-Mid, looking forward to building a relationship with you and stuff. And I was like, K-Mid. And I was like, that's Chris Middleton. Like, I have guys like that in my phone now, which is crazy.
Alongside that, they also have Zach Edey. This dude is going to be insane with Ja Morant, and the pick and roll opportunities he's going to have is going to be insane. Ja's going to have so much more room to operate. To recap, the Grizzlies have got a 25-year-old Ja Morant, 24-year-old Jaren Jackson, 26-year-old Desmond Bane, 19-year-old GG Jackson, 23-year-old Santi Aldama, and another Defensive Player of the Year with Marcus Smart. You best believe that when Ja Morant comes back, that this Memphis Grizzlies team will go back to being a top 5 seed in the West. And Ja Morant will once again go back to being fine in the West.
Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., yourself. You've played exactly 0 minutes together this season. What does that say about this group?
Just, how deep of a team we are.
Where do you think the Grizzlies will end up with the West being more stacked than ever? Will Ja bring these young guys to the playoffs? If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And thank you to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys want to go ahead, you can use their promo code YouTube150. I will catch you guys in the next one.